morning, guys! I want to invite you today to my little studio that happened to be also my bedroom, and that's the table I'm working all the time on. And the table is very old, it's from IKEA, and I really recommend it because the space is enough for collage and for huge mess when you're making analog. Also, I have tons of waste papers that are in many places, like this one, and then in another boxes. Here, as you see, I have some kind of tools. I used to draw before, I used to paint before, but sometimes I use it as well. And here is work I'm currently working on. Of course, it's a little cleaner than usual, it's just for you guys, but usually mess is huge, it's just all over the place. And even if you're walking the room, you have everything on under your feet, those little papers, and you're walking with those, so it's crazy. I just show you what I have. Here is unfinished icon. I have that series called Icons, and it's inspired by folklore, spiritual and religious icons I grew up with. And of course, this is like a modern version and my own interpretation of it, and it has nothing to do with religion in that case, but I really like the circle, and it's a symbol of good vibes and good aura. Here is the scraps of previous work, and I also want to use it. Collage, I'm not convinced with, it's just because of that part, it looks to me just too high, so I try to figure out how to fix it. In general, it's pretty cool, but I just like something is missing. That's another thing about analog collage, that you really have to improvise because you don't have any possible pieces that you can imagine. So you're working basically with whatever you have, and that's why it's a process, and that's why I'm working on many collages at once. Here you have examples.
Will you help me? Jay, or will you help me?
So this is how it works. You see, I have couple collages at once, and I try to puzzle them. So I'm waiting for the right moment, right element. Like this one I started, it was so much work. Check it out, like every single piece is glued, and this is like the rest of it. Jay is very interested. But something is missing, so I abandoned it for now, and I am waiting for the right moment to finish. The same with this one. I'm trying to keep my work very clean and simple, and I love somebody else's work that is very rich with elements, but this one is definitely overloaded. But you know, I will try to change it in the future. So you will see if you're gonna, of course, watch my Instagram, that is main source of freshest work. Because recently I'm obsessed with podcasts, and I'm trying always to find something new. I am a fan of Alicia and the City on the Instagram, and she mentioned that she was talking on that podcast recently as a guest, and it really intrigued me, so I check it out. The podcast has huge future, in my opinion, because it talks about, I think it's important because we always compare each other, even unconsciously sometimes, but there is tons of stuff we don't know about, and it's worth to show it. That is collaboration. That was created according to the topic called breaking the mirror, which is, you know, showing real you. That's a metaphor about mirror and pieces. I mean, I'm very bad with explaining what I mean in English, but I believe you're smart people and you will get it. In general, it's about breaking a mirror, and I always try to create something out of the box. Gluing just mirror and breaking it, it would be just very boring and shallow. So that's the deeper meaning behind it. And we will see what's going to show in the future. Here is another work that is in progress. As I said, you're always working with couple collages just because you don't have all elements you need. I am very particular and very detail oriented, so I want to, you know, it's my decision what I want, and I really know what I want, so I'm waiting for the right moment to finish them and write puzzles. I think I did it a couple months ago, and see it's unfinished, so hopefully I'm gonna make it. Wish me luck, because I lost so many pieces like that. I just started, I put composition, kind of like here, And then of course something happened, I clean it up and it disappeared. Box with finished collages. As you see, it's an icon collection. So this is how it looks like. Boxes are recycled as well, and by the way, they are great. Boxes out of shoes and things like that are just the best. Tons of recycled paper for the future work. Here I have some books. As you see, under my bed there is boxes again. That's normal, but that's my freshest find, and it's Collage by women. I was struggling with myself because I just buy too many books, and just because we are moving basically every 2 years somewhere, then it's a nightmare to take these books to another place. It's just so heavy. That's just a fraction of what I have, trust me. I was thinking about that book for like 2 months, and then I said, okay, let's do it. I just bought it and I'm happy. It's about 50 different artists, female artists that create collage, not only analog collage but also digital, I believe. I just like check a little bit of that book because I like to, you know, treasure it. It means like I want to just sit down and have a coffee and slowly watching it. I must say, books like that with, let's say, a couple artists, it's a great idea. I dream in general to be in one of books like that, or create book like that, but it's just too much work because the sample also is illustration. I don't know if you know, but also I did a lot of fashion illustrations before. I always switch my you know, medium. I like to learn, I like to explore, and most of all, I'm getting bored just very fast. So that was my previous fascination. And that guy, Richard Kilroy, it's an amazing illustrator, one of my favorite, and he also created book with other illustrators. It's awesome. I was so happy I bought it. I really recommend it. That book is so inspiring. Sheila, one of my favorite painters. I think he's a master with graphics. I adore him. Norman Rockwell. Also, I am a huge fan of Barbara Hulanicki and Biba, and that's one of the books I have, I believe, 5 or 6, and I know her personally, and I am obsessed. That woman is my favorite. I just adore her. Gustav Klimt, who doesn't love Gustav Klimt, and some book about fashion, obviously. Patterns, also very inspiring. That's our recent great find. I am super obsessed with mid-century modern furnitures, and I believe it's just because I grew up in Poland in 80s, and that time a lot of people had tons of furnitures like that, and included my mom, of course. And now I really regret that I can't have all those beautiful furniture she had. That's actually the very first time in my life when my art has a home, because usually I keep all my art in boxes, and sometimes because of that I damage a lot of them. And I found this beautiful original 70s Danish credenza, and this is how it looks like. The composition is not great yet because I just got it some time ago. Here is a print of my art, and originally the colors are a little better, and that was a test because I'm planning in the future for posters, but it's very hard to find a good printing place and affordable, so we will see, but that one pretty much works. And of course all decorations are vintage, no doubt about it. I'm trying to be very organized. That one is for projects and future plans. Like this one is, for example, for anxiety subject, and things like that. Tons of work I have, and I am creating collages for 2 or 3 years. Of course not every day, it's just once in a while, just because, as you see, I sleep in the place I create. I don't have a separated studio, so that's very overwhelming. If there is a mess over here, I just can't breathe, so I have to, usually I work for a week, let's say, and then I clean up to refresh myself. And this is, you see, original. I show you, that's an original. And that's the print, just bigger size. That project was very, very cool. Polish company, one of the biggest fashion portals, actually hired me to create a collage for Women's Day, and it was basically about body. And usually I send to my clients like 3 or 4 options, and they have a choice, whatever fits to them. So that was one of the choices. And then the final was like, I have, I believe, like 2 more, but I don't know where. This one I really, really like. It's cool. Final was, I show you in a second. You see, as I said, I really support love is love, and that was the final of that project I told you about. And also I want to show you one more thing, the work I already have for my shop, that it's on oneimagination.com. And I did it all by myself. It really took forever. All, you know, search engine optimizations, and then writing, that it's horrible for me. As you hear, I'm foreign, so writing for me, it's a nightmare. That's the box with work that it's already on the shop. Looks like that. You will get it in a nice foil and backboard, which was also really hard to find a good place to buy it. I tried to do it with one hand, so forgive me, but it's very pretty. Actually, on the shop it doesn't look as pretty as originals, which I'm even more happy about. So there's tons of them, around 50 I believe, just random. I show you. That one was great, and I did this little campaign for my friend that had cancer, breast cancer, and we sell the t-shirt. That's an original. And also I have a different size, a bigger one like this, because basically I'm working on 14 by 17, and then smaller, which is 11 by 14. And if I want to frame it, I show you a little tip. You can buy at IKEA for $10 or $12 frame like that, and then you see you have that mat around it. Smaller, you still can manage with the bigger frames, and it looks amazing. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so as you see, that's my little studio. Thank you for watching. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and be kind to our planet. Bye.